until you make a decision that you no longer want to feel how you feel, or you no longer want to think the way that you think, or you no longer want to have the kind of results or no results that you have, until you make that decision that, you know what? I know I don't feel great. I know I doubt myself. I know I've had a lot of bad things happen. I know there's a lot that I regret, but damn it, with the time that I have left in my life, I really want to start to enjoy myself. I want to take better care of myself. I want to feel happy. You don't even have to believe you deserve it yet. You can just want it. You've got to start there. You've got to start with wanting something better for yourself.
Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
Nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change your life. Don't expect anything in your life to change if your environment is controlling your feelings and thoughts. And if your environment is controlling how you feel and think, and I say to you, Aubrey, why are you so upset today? Oh, well, this person is upsetting me. What you're really saying is that person is controlling your feelings and your thoughts. And that means you're a victim to your environment. So to turn that around and you start realizing your feelings and thoughts create your environment, and you start seeing the effects of you at cause, you're going to react less to the people in your life because you're going to understand that you'll be back to the victim consciousness. And when you start seeing that you're creating outcomes in your life, you're going to believe more that you're the creator of your life and less the victim of your life. And I say, the more you practice it, the better you get it.
Control your vibration. Control the flow. There's an energy flowing to and through you. And when it flows into your consciousness, it has no form. Our thinking gives it form. And as we internalize it, it controls the vibration the body's in. Keep the body in a good vibration and you're going to be working the way you want to work, doing the things you want to do. Keep yourself in a high vibration. Music, recordings, good friends, a good book. I don't want to mix with people that are talking bad times, hard times, that are, into bad energy. The people you surround yourself with have a lot to do with the vibration you're in. When you're in a good vibration, good ideas flow into your mind. You'll see a better way of doing whatever you're doing. You'll improve whatever you're doing. And that's really what you want. You want to get magnificent results. Make good things happen. How do I stay focused on my vibration? Stop saying it's difficult. Say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am acutely aware of the vibration I'm in. I am so happy and aware that every day, frequently, I pay attention to how I feel, knowing that feeling is the conscious awareness of vibration. You start affirming what you want. Don't talk about what you don't want. Don't give energy to problems. Whatever you give energy to grows. That's what Emerson said. Whatever you give energy to grows.
Whatever we say is what our life will be. And so if we are saying, I don't have enough money, then by law of attraction, we will continue to not have enough money. So what we have to do is we need to speak about what we want. If we could just talk about what we want, our life would be incredible, amazing, spectacular. If you want something, I could lock you up in a room and padlock that room, and you ask for that and you know you have it, it will come, and nothing in this world can stop it. So,
wow.
Right?
Thoughts are like drops of water. You drop a drop of water on the table here, and it doesn't mean much. But if you keep dropping and keep dropping and keep dropping, the table becomes a wash, and then you get a puddle on the floor, and then you can get a little pond and a lake, and finally you can create an ocean. And with our own thoughts, we can drown in a sea of negativity, or we can float on the ocean of life. And it's up to us. The thoughts we think accumulate. And what sort of puddles are you standing in? Or are you up to here? Or are you up to here and trying to paddle? When we're willing to change our thinking, we can change our experiences.
literally what you're thinking will manifest. It's not only if you conceive it, you can achieve it. It's if you conceive it, it will be achieved. It's a function of time and your own belief system. So how much resistance, impedance are you going to put against the positive dreams and aspirations that you have that are in line with your higher self and what you've chosen for your life plan? I can tell you right now, one of the first things you can do to raise your vibration is just to feel gratitude for your current state. We all get stuck. I get asked all the time, like, if you could give one message to the world, what would it be? And I would say, stop with the negative self-narratives. Stop with the self-limiting belief systems. It's not necessary. Just remember who you are and why you're here.
You'll never attract energy that you're not in harmony with. If you want good to come, baby, you got to get into a good vibration. If you want abundance, you got to get into good vibration. If you want to receive a lot, give a lot.
One of the fastest ways to create something in your physical reality is to reverse the normal process by which we create things. Reverse the thought, word, deed paradigm. Turn it upside down and start with the deed. That is to say, act as if. If you want to experience abundance, be abundant and do as abundance does. Therefore, if you have only $5 left to your name, go to a store and get them transferred and made into singles. And take 5 singles and walk down the street and give a single to each of 5 people who have even less than you do. And by the way, you will find those people very easily.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do, from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind. This is the quickest way of making this goal become real. Number 2, simply said, you don't like discomfort. You don't like challenges. You don't like hardship. In that TEDx talk, I described it like you're like walking along the path and then suddenly it starts to rain, but you don't like rain. So instead of you just continue follow the path, you are starting to make your mind busy about what you don't like. And already that means the mind starts to shift again, losing the focus of the goal.
Wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. It is. You just put one foot in front of the other. You control what you can't control. And then you see what the outcome is, right? If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're gonna have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway, right? So it's really pointless to sit here and debate or have doubt or this, that, and the other. You train as hard as you can, and you step out there and you let it flow.
Oh, hold on. Say it a little louder for the person in the back, please.
At least give your best self the same amount of time to build your life that you gave your worst self the time to destroy your life. And then we can talk. Because you could spend decades thinking terribly and try to shift it and go through a challenge. Be like, man, this isn't working. It's not working. You gave the club 20 years and you're giving this 2 months. Doesn't even seem logical. Well, maybe you had a faulty expectation.
When you are triggered, when you are offended, that means you have no governor over yourself. Everybody can do anything they want to you and completely derail you. The one thing you can do to help yourself when you're easily triggered or manipulated or when you feel those emotions boiling, do nothing. Don't text it, don't send it, don't write it, don't call. Do nothing. Step away. Do nothing is gold. I want you to feel the emotion, lean into it. Don't avoid what you're feeling. Let it roll through you. Do you follow? Catch it, but then release it. Don't keep it in you and then hold it in, because now you're just one big stress ball. You're just one big mess of emotion. We want to absorb, release, and then move through. Run it out of you. Work out.
Never complain, never explain. And what it means is, don't complain about life. Don't explain what you're doing or why you're doing it. Just do it. By whining and complaining, all you're doing is making people think bad things about you, looking weak. And when you complain a lot, you have a mindset where everything is kind of a potential complaint. Stop whining and stop explaining yourself and just do things in the world and let your actions speak for themselves.
Nietzsche said, "I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible." The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
How many of you in this room and at home have ever had an experience of achieving a goal, the one you worked very hard for, and then you got to the goal and you achieved it and your brain went, is this all there is? Who's had this experience? Say, it's a horrible experience, isn't it? It's worse than failing. Because if you fail, most of us, we're aggressive. We get back up, dust ourselves off, and go for it again, right? Keep going. But if you succeed and you're still not happy, you're now what I call technically screwed. I mean, that's the worst feeling. So the illusion we have is getting things will make us happy. Even think of a time, how many of you can think of a time when you worked really hard to achieve something and you achieved it, and it wasn't this all there is, you were thrilled with what you achieved? How many can think of a time where you worked hard, achieved the goal, and were thrilled with the goal when you achieved it? Make some noise if you can remember a time like that, ladies. You remember the feeling you had when you achieved it? Make the sound of what it felt like at that moment when you achieved it. Make the sound of it, go ahead. Awesome, I agree. Here's my question. How long did it last? Did it last for 6 years? Did it last for a year? Did it last for 6 months? Did it last for 6 weeks? Did it last for 6 days? Did it last for 6 hours? Almost nobody. You know why? Getting your goal is not the purpose of your goal. The purpose of your goal is to become something that you are proud of and feel alive by. If you achieve a goal in a way that gives up your integrity, you will not be happy long term, even though you got the goal. If you achieve a goal just to achieve it because everyone else said you should be a doctor or a lawyer, you're going to be miserable. It has to be something you truly want, but it also requires something, growth. The only thing that makes us happy is one word, write it down, progress. Progress equals happiness.
It's important for people to believe in themselves. I think it's really important for people to remember that they're the creators on some level, and they have a hand in creating in their life. And that possibility is something that they should always keep their mind open to. I think that we're greater than we think. We're more powerful than we know, more unlimited than we can.
Male depression gets treated like female depression. Men are made to feel loved and accepted when all they want to do is feel capable and powerful. Mm-hmm. Give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile. And I think that feeling capable and powerful and competent and respected and admired is something that will get a man so far. You give a man those things, and he'll deal with suffering until the ends of the earth.
So your brain needs pressure. It needs constant pressure. And stress and pressure is not a bad thing. We have this thing where we feel like stress is bad. You know, you need to relax, man. You need to chill. Stress will kill you. No, being bored will kill you. Not having anything to do will kill you. It is much more dangerous than stress. But I'd rather die under the stress than be bored and have nothing to do. So feeling that pressure, it makes your eyes pop open. It makes your brain focus. It makes you alert. It makes you want to live. It makes everything seem exciting to you. You've got to get things done.
A belief can create the disease as much as belief can create the healing. And I go, so the significance of this is profound because nobody talks about the negative belief. And I go, negative beliefs are powerful. It's called nocebo, as you mentioned. And as I said, they can cause any disease. And they can kill you. Just because you believe you're going to die, you can die just from the belief.
There's a proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. That's why it's important that you make it a point every day. And you never stop. Because once you stop, that's when those negative thoughts will come back. Once you stop, that's when you will begin to doubt yourself.
It's this idea of taking your life in your own hands and being the kind of person that you choose to be, and understanding that everything that comes your way is an opportunity, is a blessing. And it wasn't until I learned how to celebrate virtually everything that came my way that I was able to transcend it. You see, everything that was given to us by God, whatever that is perfect. No one can deny the mountains are perfect and the rivers are perfect and the birds are perfect and the hippopotamuses are perfect and so on. This is just what was given to us. Everything else that you have on our planet, that we have on our planet, comes about as a result of thinking. Thought makes it so. All right? This microphone comes about as a result of thinking. Somebody imagines it. Somebody then tells somebody else about it, and it creates it. The dress that you're wearing, the shirt that I'm, the shoes that you have, the stage, these cameras. Everything that you see that wasn't given to us was created by man as a result of the way that we think, So what gets inside of us as a cell comes about as a result of the way that we choose to think in our lives. Very important principle to understand, because once you get a hold of thinking and that it creates everything that you have in your life, you can change and make it as absolutely perfect as you want it to be, because thought makes it so.
The secret is to work on your mindset daily. Work on the way that you see the world. Otherwise, you'll live your whole life seeing the world through someone else's eyes. You'll be a creature of circumstance. You'll be a victim of your life and not the master of it. You're in control of rewiring it whenever you make the decision to do so. At any moment, you can take control back of your life and start creating a life that you deserve, not a life that someone else has paved out for you.
We have two images. We have the one that's coming back from the mirror, but we've got an inner image. And that inner self-image is literally controlling our life. You will find people that have a very poor self-image or low self-esteem. They won't look you straight in the eye. They're afraid to shake hands with you. They're very shy and withdrawn. They go through life hiding from life. They don't like themselves. They don't know themselves. Do you know when a person improves their self-image, they change their entire life? Their income changes, their relationship changes, their health changes. And do you know how you do that? Start studying you. Start to find out more about you. There's something phenomenal about you. Do you know, when I began to study this material 57 years ago, I had very poor self-image. I had low self-esteem. I took dumb jobs. I never earned any money. I never had fun. I had poor relationships. And as I started to study real solid information, everything in my life started to improve. I've got friends all over the world today. I earn millions of dollars. I'm in my 80s and I got as much energy as a person in their 30s. Do you see, when you start to understand really who you are, you're God's highest form of creation. There's things about you that just about blow your mind as you start to study and really understand them. You'll walk a little taller. You'll stand a little straighter. And you know something? You'll enjoy a whole lot more of life.
I used to wonder if mindset really mattered. I thought that success was all about talent and skill set. But I came to realize that someone who is great at what they do can quickly be bypassed by someone who is less talented but more confident. Remember this, confidence attracts, but unbelief repels. So if you have a mindset that you are average or that you never get great opportunities, without realizing it, you are creating your reality. Many of the people you look up to, they are not super smart or super talented. You are just as smart and talented as they are. They just latched onto their dream and developed the mental fortitude necessary to keep going when they were feeling the frustration that you might be feeling right now.
We always have to update our versions about reality because it's the only way that we adapt. Don't believe everything you've read or heard. It just may not be the truth. There's always a greater truth that you and I can begin to investigate. Surely someone in eternity has had a similar problem as you and I, and they've gotten beyond it. Yes or no? Yes. So study that person. You want to be wealthy? Study wealthy people. Don't just have some panacea that you're just going to get wealthy. Read about wealthy people and find out that they lost everything and failed miserably 20, 50 times. But what they had as a characteristic, a quality in their personality is they were persistent and they kept changing and they kept forgiving and letting go of the past and kept going. And sooner or later they ran into it. And when they had all the money they wanted, it was never about the money. It was just about that they could prove to themselves that they can do it.
Do you know that words have power? There is power in the tongue. Words have even more power when you believe in them. What you say has the potential to change your attitude and your whole way of thinking. Studies have shown that having negative beliefs about something or about oneself can create self-fulfilling prophecies. What individuals tend to believe and focus on is what they eventually see come to pass. As they focus on the negativity or continue to have negative expectations, their very beliefs, attitude, and actions become the very thing that prevents a positive change from occurring. On the contrary, concentrating on and professing positive things in your life will produce the beliefs, attitude, and actions that yield overall positivity. Similar to how one forms actual habits, people also establish mindsets that are developed through various thinking patterns. What a man thinks about is what he becomes. If you want to see a change, you may need to change your thinking. Saying positive affirmations is a good way to reframe your thinking. Benefits of positive affirmations. There are great benefits to using positive affirmations on a daily basis. Whether you use sticky notes on your desk, write messages on the mirror, or have self-pep talks before you start your day, having these affirmations become a part of your regular routine will harvest remarkable results that will change your life. Emotional stability. When positive thinking becomes a habit for you, it encourages overall emotional stability. Affirmations put your focus on the positive possibilities and narrow your focus on the problem. Instead of seeing the glass half empty, you will be more likely to view it as being half full. Likewise, you can envision a rainbow after a storm or see the light at the end of the tunnel. In addition, affirmations remind you that you can have control over your emotions. Having full control of your emotions help to prevent dysfunctional thought processes that can lead to unhealthy attitudes and behaviors. For example, you can tell yourself, I can see the best in people, or I can stay calm when things don't go as I plan. Decreased stress. Worry and anxiety put on extra stress. When you train yourself to think positive, you tend to worry less and not let the worst get the best of you. As tough situations arise and tough situations come and go, you can be sure to default your thoughts to affirmations you have put into practice. For instance, for each challenge you face, you might tell yourself, I can see this current situation as an opportunity. Because of your positive outlook and decreased levels of stress, you can also decrease your chances of acquiring physical ailments that are induced by stress. Perseverance. Having perseverance is all about being able to bounce back and keep moving forward. Engaging in positive self-talk gives you the motivation to do just that. With each affirmation, you are actually taking steps to encourage yourself. With repetitive positive affirmations, prepare yourself to persevere and endure through challenges. I will not be defeated by the current situation. I will accomplish this task. Encouragement for others. You are not the only beneficiary of your routine positive self-talk. You may be wondering, how so? Well, positivity does radiate from you and flows on to others. As you put positive affirmations into personal practice, the people around you take notice. Also, when you are positive, you give yourself more availability to be more of a blessing to others. Overall, though, your positive spirit, you encourage others to be positive as well. Positivity begets positivity. Motivation for positive change. Overall, making positive affirmations a habitual practice creates positive attitudes. When attitudes change, internal beliefs change. Your whole outlook will eventually change. It is like a chain reaction. It can all start with a single affirmation. Even if you don't quite believe it yet, you can start with an affirmation that is relevant to your current want or need. For instance, one may want to say affirmations to work on anger management. Even before you experience the level of progress you desire, you can tell yourself, I think, first before reacting when someone upsets you in any way. You can also declare to yourself, I can stay calm and relaxed. Boost confidence levels. Positive affirmations prevent one from focusing on and even acknowledging negative thoughts. This includes negative thoughts about yourself. Even in the midst of imperfection or mistakes, you can appreciate and draw close to your strengths. Here are some examples of phrases to start your positive affirmations. Saying I am versus I'm not. Proclaiming I can versus I'm not. Telling yourself I will versus I won't. Increase your faith. Seeing isn't believing. You may not physically see a result right away, but you believe in it with your heart and proclaim it anyway. I am confident. The more you profess something, the more you believe it yourself. What you believe will eventually come to reality. You train your subconscious to think in a new way as you make a conscious decision to say positive affirmations despite any negative thing you see or feel going on around you. It is exercising your faith and decreasing doubt. You can also incorporate your affirmations.
Great men and women are those who absolutely believe that they are put on this earth to do something wonderful with their lives. They have a vision of something greater or better than their current circumstances. Personal greatness means having a sense of destiny and a conviction that your thoughts and your imagination are the only real limits to your possibilities. William James said, compared to what we ought to be, we are only half awake. We are making use of only a small part of our physical and mental resources. Stating the thing broadly, the human individual thus lives far within his limits. He possesses powers of various sorts which he habitually fails to use. The founder of Success magazine, Orison Swett Marden, once said, "There are powers inside of you which, if you could discover and use, would make of you everything you ever dreamed or imagined you could become." In a 5-year study of leaders reported on in his book, Warren Bennis discovered that each of them consciously avoided the comfort zone by continuously setting higher goals. They never allowed themselves to become complacent. They lived their lives fully extended, always striving to be and do more. To develop unshakable self-confidence, you need to see yourself and think of yourself as a leader, and to do what leaders do. You need to stretch yourself toward the outermost boundaries of your potential. You need to set goals that draw out of you the very best that is in you. You need to work toward objectives that cause you to feel a sense of mastery and peak performance. And it all begins with a pad of paper, a pen, and you. The starting point of setting goals is for you to throw off all mental limitations and let your mind roam freely across the entire universe of possibilities. Your primary job at the beginning is to allow yourself to dream big dreams and determine exactly what it is you want out of life, in every area and in every dimension. Decide what's right before you decide what's possible. Imagine that you can be or have or do virtually anything that you really want to, as long as you know exactly what it is. First, make up a dream list. Temporarily imagine that you have no limitations of time, money, knowledge, contacts, experience, or education. Imagine that anything that you can write down is possible for you. Remember, anything that you can clearly define and crystallize on paper is probably possible if you want it long enough and hard enough and are willing to make whatever efforts and sacrifices are necessary. There are no unrealistic goals, only unrealistic timelines. The very act of writing your goals down sets the whole universe to work in your favor and activates all the mental laws to help you. In fact, many people have had the experience of writing out a list of goals on New Year's Day, putting them away and not referring to them again until the end of the year, and then finding that 80% of the goals have been achieved, sometimes in the most amazing ways. The very act of writing down big, challenging goals causes three things to happen. First, your self-concept improves and your self-confidence goes up immediately. The act of setting goals requires self-confidence and simultaneously builds self-confidence. Having the courage to write down what you really want improves your self-image and raises your self-esteem. The action itself generates a feeling of greater personal power and ability.